America is on red alert tonight. Federal troops are entering more U.S. cities, and President Donald Trump is calling some American citizens the enemy from within. It's day one of the government shutdown, and Washington is already boiling over. The president is under fire for deploying military forces into American cities while warning that dangerous blue states have become war zones. Trump says the National Guard is now in place in Portland, Oregon, even as local reports show the deployment has been delayed due to legal challenges. Meanwhile, troops are already on the ground in Memphis, Tennessee, and Missouri's Republican governor has authorized the Guard to work alongside ICE on deportations. This all comes just months after Trump sent troops to Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. And now, with a government shutdown underway, the president is expanding that reach, calling it a mission to restore order in America's most liberal cities. Earlier today, speaking directly to Pentagon leaders, Trump declared, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're unsafe places. We're going to straighten them out one by one. This is a war from within. He even suggested that American cities could serve as training grounds for the military and National Guard, saying it's time to handle the enemy from within before it's too late. That statement sent shockwaves through Washington. The Washington Post responded bluntly, U.S. cities are not meant to be military training grounds, and our soldiers didn't sign up to be police officers. But for many, this feels like more than just another controversy. It feels like a turning point. The alarming escalation. For years, critics warned that Trump's rhetoric was edging toward authoritarianism. But now, many believe we've crossed that line. The use of federal troops inside American cities without local approval is rare, controversial, and some legal experts say possibly unconstitutional. Images are already emerging. Heavily armed soldiers on U.S. streets, protests breaking out, and federal officers clashing with citizens in places like New York and Portland. One woman was thrown to the ground by an agent during a courthouse protest. A journalist was carried away on a stretcher. Critics say this is no longer just about law and order. It's about power and control. Democrats sound the alarm. Top Democrats are furious. Senator Chuck Schumer said, for decades, Republicans have used shutdowns to push their extreme agenda down the throats of the American people. Now Trump is weaponizing the military against his own citizens. They accuse the president of targeting blue states and using the shutdown as cover for a political crackdown. But the White House defends its actions. Officials insist these deployments are about public safety, not politics. Trump and his allies claim America's biggest cities are out of control, plagued by crime and violence. But crime data tells a different story, one that shows declining rates in most major cities. So why send in the troops now? The bigger strategy. Analysts believe Trump's real goal isn't just controlling cities. It's redefining the enemy. His speeches now frame certain groups of Americans, liberals, protesters, journalists, and even local officials, as threats to national security. A recent White House memorandum labeled segments of the American left as potential domestic terrorists. The document even mentioned philanthropist George Soros by name, along with several advocacy groups that oppose the administration. Critics say this is classic authoritarian playbook. Create a crisis, define an internal enemy, and justify extraordinary powers in the name of national security. A divided nation. In cities like Portland, governors and mayors are resisting. Some are filing lawsuits, arguing that the president's actions violate state sovereignty and the Posse Comitatus Act, which limits the use of federal troops for domestic law enforcement. But on the ground, things are tense. Protesters are documenting every confrontation with their phones. Lawyers are standing by to assist those arrested. Governors like J.B. Pritzker of Illinois are calling for peaceful resistance, urging Americans to document and expose any abuse of power. One commentator put it this way, we've moved from warnings about authoritarianism to living in it. And yet, even as outrage grows, much of Washington remains silent, consumed by the shutdown battle and healthcare negotiations. The Democratic dilemma. Inside the Democratic Party, there's debate about how to respond. Some leaders believe the focus should remain on healthcare, the core issue of the shutdown. Others say Democrats are missing the bigger picture. Why fight over healthcare policy, they ask, when the president is deploying troops into U.S. cities and labeling citizens as enemies? As one strategist put it, Democrats are talking about healthcare while Trump is talking about war. It's a communication struggle, and it could shape the political landscape heading into 2026. Constitutional crisis. There's something profoundly un-American about what's unfolding. The Founding Fathers feared this exact scenario, a standing army used against the people it was meant to protect. Legal experts are warning that this may cross into unconstitutional territory. But so far, courts are slow to act, and Congress is gridlocked. The question now is not just about legality, but morality. When a president sees citizens as enemies, where does that leave democracy? Troops moving through American streets, citizens confronting them, protesters chanting, "This is our country." Some governors are openly refusing to comply with federal orders. Lawsuits are stacking up. Activists are urging nonviolent documentation of every abuse. Meanwhile, in blue cities across America, fear and defiance are rising side by side. One Portland city councilor, a military veteran himself, said it best. Every soldier swore an oath to the Constitution, not to a man. And doing the right thing sometimes means saying no. America stands at a crossroads. The government is shut down. The military is in the streets. And the President of the United States is calling fellow Americans the enemy. Is this law and order, or something far more dangerous? Tonight, one thing is clear. This is no longer politics as usual. It's a test of America's democracy and its soul.